This is Longlands Lake, and you would never know the secrets that lie at the bottom of this beautiful, serene looking lake on the edge of Cleator. With the birds singing and lots of ducks and migrating birds. The fells of the Lake District just starting right there. The beautiful River Ian flowing beside the bird song. You would never know just how dangerous this water is. It looks like a mill pond. But nothing could be further from the truth. In 1879, this area where I'm walking now, this beautiful footpath, would have been a hive of activity. The pit was sunk here that year. The pit was sunk here in 1879. And it would have been such an incredibly noisy place. There was another 3 pits sunk here over the next 30 or so years. And here they found a very rich iron ore seam that had up to 70 to 80% ore in it, which is very high for the area. And they brought up iron ore and coal from the same seam, which is incredibly rare. And just around this corner, you're going to see what remains of the pit workings. And I'm very pleased that they were left. Here we go. I'm going to try and go down this path. It's often very boggy. There's this pit here. And this is the biggest part. I'm going to try and get here for a good view across the lake as well. It's usually very boggy, this bit. If you can see, the pit workings, and it's right next to the lake itself. Little duck sat there by itself. I'll try not to disturb her. So it is a very beautiful lake, kind of where the water darkens there in the middle, that's about where the pit head was. And these are workings of the engine house, I believe. And if you could swim downwards in this water, it's strongly not advised, but if you were to do that, if you could see through the murk, you would find all 4 shafts. And it would be an incredible sight to swim down through the tunnels and find the abandoned workings. It just looks so still and calm today. But underneath there are so many currents because of the tunnels, and it was never filled in properly. This is an accidental lake. And obviously there's man-made additions to it. It's now a beautiful nature reserve, but it was never intended to be so. It was actually intended to be the pit, and it wasn't until the 1920s that the pit started to flood, and over the next 10 years it became so expensive to keep the water out that they gave up. And by the time the Second World War rolled around, it was already a lost cause, and the powers that be, the Lindos, who owned this pit, decided to just let it go, and the entire area was sunk underwater within, well, certainly by the end of the last gunfire of the Second World War, it was gone. So this now is an incredible space for wildlife and lovely little ducks. It was an accidental miracle, really, this place. It is very beautiful. And it's lucky that it happened the way it did. All these mine workings left as a reminder of what the place once was. And this is a nature walk now, it's a nature reserve, so you can walk around here. There's that lovely footpath all the way around. I have some mobility issues and I can walk on it perfectly well. It's flat and there's no steep bits or steps or anything. It's all very easy. I used to even bring my son here when he was in his pram. So it's very easy to push prams and perhaps even people who use wheelchairs to get around here. Yes, it is. Thank you, Duck. So I just wanted to introduce this beautiful place and let you see this wonderful piece of accidental history. And meet my little duck pal. It's a beautiful place, and it's a wonderful piece of local history. That's our little duck pal gone into the water now. Yeah. So there you go. An accidental piece of Cumbrian history. Some accidents are good.